parents and grandparents, when you know that your son or daughter has been selected for Student of the Month, you might say, well, they were selected as Student of the Month in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and all the way up. But this is really a little different because I'm sure at those times you had assemblies, but you didn't have everybody gather like this, where you have the business community and elected officials, and where you even get the opportunity to speak and share from your heart. So this day is all about you. This day is to celebrate who you are, how you've made a difference and a significant impact, not only in your family, but in the lives of your students and teachers and the community around you. So we really want to rejoice and celebrate today. And I'd like to introduce our students and our families, and I'll just have you stand when I call your names. From Heritage High School, our principal is Julie Zerold. So Julie, if you would please stand. And our student is Jose Francisco Mendez-Avilla. So Jose, if you would stand, and your family, because family is very important, and your mentor teacher and all your guests. So everybody stand and give you a big round of applause. We make a big deal here, so this is very important. From Paris Lake High School, our principal is Dean Hauser, the traveling man, I like to say. And your student is David Curtis Baker. So David and your family and mentor teacher, let's have you all stand. Congratulations. And I want you to see that tie. That's good. Look at all our gentlemen. We've got those wonderful ties. Paloma Valley High School, our principal, Don Williamson. And our student is Ryan Michael Kemp. And your family and your sister and grandparents. Let's give you all a great round of applause. And from Paris High School, our principal, Nick Hilton. And your student is Aaron Jamel Berry. And I love that Letterman's jacket. And your family and all these young, little potential Student of the Month. To stand, please. Give you all a round of applause. So welcome to each one of you. I now would like the opportunity to introduce our Chambers of Commerce, and we are so grateful because they have supported and endorsed our program from the very beginning. So I'd like to introduce Dorothy Wallens, the CEO of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and Matt Johnson from the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce. So if you two would please come forward and just say a few words, and we have a great certificate for you to show off to our students.
Thank you. I'll let you speak first.
On behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to congratulate all of you honorees today for your hard work, your dedication. We'd also like to recognize the families and extended families, students that have helped you get to this point. With that, we're going to be giving you a certificate, the best certificate that you'll be receiving because it comes from the Chamber of Commerce, who have been supporting this program and Sally for 17 years. So on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, Board of Directors, and the members, congratulations on all your hard work.
Thank you. Thanks, Dorothy. I'd like to also just give you a couple of things to think about for the Chamber of Commerce's point of view. What we do is we promote business in the Paris Valley. So it was really exciting for me this morning to get to sit across from Nick Hilton here. I went to Paris High, wore that exact jacket. Well, not with, it didn't say Aaron on it. And it didn't have quite all those emblems. You're quite a student. But I played football at Paris with Nick's father, Russ Hilton. I grew up here in town, and I've watched a lot of the locals grow up and start businesses and stay here, go to college, become principals. That is a mistake on the agenda, by the way. He is the principal. And I just want to encourage all of you to stay here in town, go to school, get your degrees, get your diplomas from high school, and if that's where you want to stop and become vocational, that's great. Be the best you can be. Go ahead and go to college and be the principal like Nick's done here. Go to school and start your own businesses. Own your own Sizzlers, your electrical companies, whatever it is. Come back to town and help us build the town here. Don't run off, please. But I want to thank you very, very much. You know, just getting out of school for breakfast was a plus for us when we were in school, you know. Student of the month, I'm there. Free breakfast, no school. In fact, I think Nick's going to let you guys have the rest of the day off, right? Anyway, thank you so much for your work. You know, doing good is great, but getting noticed for what you've done, getting a little commendation. I mean, the certificate's great. You can hang it on your wall. But just rest assured, it's way more than just a certificate. You've done a great job for yourself, for your family, for your school, for your town, and for the Lord God. Thank you so much for your effort, and I wish we could give you more than just a certificate today. Thank you.
Now you know why it is really great to do these in our town. And out of the 4 programs that we have, Elsinore and Paris seem to have the most amount of community people that have literally attended their high schools and have stayed in the community. But I think Paris, you all really reign, because more and more we find out that, gee, you've been in town, you've grown up here, you've gone to high school here, you've come back, and we really value that in the Student of the Month program. I'd also like to thank our volunteers, because as you know, we're only good as the folks that we surround ourselves with, and we have amazing volunteers in our program. So our 2 chairs are Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico from the Paris Union High School District. So ladies, raise your hands high. They coordinate everything, because I get to walk in and I do the easy part. I get to stand behind the podium and to be able to be the MC, but they do all of the behind the scenes, and they are incredible. So thank you so much. We have our MC that is here, who always does an incredible job when I am not able to be here, and that is our superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Greenberg. So thank you for always filling in and doing an incredible job. And 2 folks that I like to mention every month, because they help with development, which means that they are bringing in new sponsors and folks that are interested in our program. And one is Dorothy Wallens from the Menifee Chamber. So thank you, Miss Dorothy. We appreciate you. And our Mayor, Darrell Bush from the City of Paris, who is not here today, but he is also just an incredible supporter of our program, so we thank him extremely, a great deal. And we have a special guest with us today, and I've had the opportunity to meet her for the first time, and that is Clara Vera. Clara, if you want to please stand, with Waste Management. And so Waste Management has been a friend of the Student of the Month program in Marietta for years, and we are just excited to have you part of our program in Paris and Menifee. So thank you very much, and we know you will enjoy the morning. Save a little dry corner of your napkin, because sometimes we cry tears of joy when we're having our students share. So thank you for that. I'd like to introduce our breakfast sponsors to you this morning. Several of them are here. Please meet Karina Chum with Altura Credit Union. And Karina, I want you to kind of scoot up from your booth and stand for a moment, because Karina is in her 2nd year of founding the Hemet and San Jacinto Student of the Month program, and she's the MC there. Just delightful. She's been a sponsor in Paris and in Marietta for absolute many, many years, and just love the program so well that she says, I'm going to start one as well. So thank you so much for all that you do for us. We have the Bank of Hemet, and from the City of Menifee, we have our Mayor Pro Tem, John Denver, with us. Thank you very much. And from the City of Paris, we have several fine folks. We have our council member, Julio Rodriguez, Mr. Julio, who was also a Student of the Year, correct? So thank you very much. And keep standing, because we want you to, we also want Mr. David Rapp to slide out, and he's one of our newest council members, and he informed me that he was a Student of the Month, so we got something going on here. All right, we like that very much. And Miss Judy Hawney, who has been our city clerk for many, many years, and I'm not sure if that's still your current title today, but I know you're very important to the City of Paris, so thank you. From County Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, we have Dennis Gutierrez. And Mr. Dennis, I want you to please stand as well. And I want to say, yes, let's give him a big round of applause. Since we're talking about chambers and cities and county supervisors, I just want to say real quickly, my husband, his name is Gary. Gary and I are grateful as the owners of the Sizzler here. We received an extremely unexpected award. It was a Heroes in Education or Partners in Education award from the Chamber of Commerce in Paris at their installation dinner. It was unexpected, and I just want to say thank you officially to all the fine folks from the Chamber in Paris. So thank you very much for that award. And looking at you made me think of that. So thank you very much, because you met my husband that night, and we had a wonderful time visiting with all the great folks. We have CRNR, Nicole Moore, and I'll be seeing Nicole actually a little bit later today, but she wanted to give all of you her congratulations. From International Auto Crafters, Annie Petrelli. Miss Annie, I want you to pop out and stand up high so everybody can see you. So thank you very much. Lowe's Paris Regional Distribution Center. And from the Paris Union High School District, we have our superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Greenberg. And you have met Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico. We have Steve Schwartz. So Steve, raise your hand nice and high. Thank you very much. We also have Candace Rains. Hello, Miss Candace. And we have Joan Cooley, who's one of our board members, and also our retired board member, Bill Holstrom. So thank you very much. And did I miss anyone from the school district?
No,
I think we're good. Okay. And from the Riverside County Office of Education, we have their support as well as the Paris Rotary Club. So any Paris Rotarians, raise your hands nice and high. Okay, very good. That's great. We have the Sizzler and Star Milling with Bill Kramer. So let's give all of our breakfast sponsors a great round of applause. The Student of the Month program has a scholarship, and it is actually designated as the Student of the Year scholarship. And all of our school sites, the students will compete as Students of the Month for the end of the year Student of the Year scholarship. So you will be receiving in about the next month, I think sometime, Sarah, in March probably, a competitive application. So you want to make sure that when you receive it, you review it, you take it very seriously, because it is valued at approximately $1,700. So you want to make sure that you complete that scholarship. Just remember that the judges only know what you tell them. So you might be very famous in town because of football or whatever else that you do, but the judges may not know that about you. So you want to remember that it's the judges that do the selecting. They have the criteria, and they judge based on what you tell them. So you want to make sure that you complete that application in a very detailed fashion. And then we will have a special dinner that will be at the Lake Elsinore Storm in May, and the Student of the Year recipients and their families and all of our sponsors will be invited to that dinner, and all of our scholarship sponsors will shower you with scholarship money. It'll be very exciting. And I'd like to introduce our scholarship donors to you now. We have Fred Good and Associates. We have International Autocrafters. So thank you there, Miss Annie. The Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, Miss Dorothy Wallens. Thank you. Paris Plaza and the Cordors Family Limited Partnership. We have Puma, which is Paris Union Management Association. And Lori, I know you're representing them today, so thank you. We have Star Milling, SunPro Solar, and WLC Architects, and we're excited to have with us this morning Juan Reyes. So Ron, I keep wanting to say Juan. Can you please stand so everybody can see you, because we appreciate your sponsorship. Thank you. We have a number of special Student of the Year gifts that you'll be receiving from Sweetest Speed and Champion Towing, which comes from our council member Mark Yarborough, Costco in Lake Elsinore, and CRNR. And it's amazing because many sponsors will come up in May and say, we want to also give some extra special gifts. So there'll be some more exciting gifts that you'll be receiving. It's now time to introduce our dignitaries and our representatives, and they're going to come forward and give just a few seconds of words of wisdom to you and congratulations. And we will begin in this order, so you want to come around over to where the purple vases are, and Miss Sarah is, and she'll hand you your certificate. So we'll start with the City of Paris with Council Member David Rabb. And also we have from the City of Menifee, Mayor Pro Tem John Denver. Our Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, Denny Horn will be speaking. From Assembly Member Jose Medina's office, we have with us today Carmen Cuevas, so we appreciate you being here today. From Senator Mike Morell's office, Tom Wilson. Senator Richard Roth's office, Alti Holcomb. And from U.S. Congressman Mark Takano's office, I'm not sure if we have a representative, but if so, it would be Desiree Rotten. From our County Supervisor, Marion Ashley's office, Dennis Gutierrez. And then I know that Dr. Jonathan Greenberg, you will finish and conclude with remarks also from the Riverside County Office of Education. Thank you so much. You're welcome to begin.
I'd like to start off by congratulating all of the students of the month. It's kind of amazing that we're already in 2015, it's class of 2015. It's just amazing how the time would go by. Just want to leave a word of advice for you guys. As a Christian, I've kept the Bible in my heart as I went on from Paris High School, was blessed to attend Stanford University and Stanford Law School. I'd like to share with you a scripture, Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So to the young men receiving the Student of the Month award today, as you go on to your various colleges throughout the state of California, throughout the United States, just remember to be bold and courageous, because God, Jesus Christ, has entrusted you to be bold and courageous. You're going to be going to these colleges hearing a lot of things that don't make sense, things that are just straight foolishness. But do well, and as Mr. Johnson said, come back to the city of Paris. I'm a 2004 Paris graduate. It was amazing. A few months ago, Mr. Johnson's parents were at the Casa Jimenez, and they had went to school with one of my dad's older sisters that graduated in 1947. So there's a ton of people here in the community. Come back, do well in the community, but as you go on, keep God in your life. Keep Jesus Christ if you're a Christian in your life. Whatever faith system you believe in, keep that in your life as you go out into college. Be bold and courageous, live upright lives, come back to the city of Paris, come back to the city of Menifee, and make those changes. So with that said, I'd like to congratulate all the students of the month. Just enjoy your senior year, do well in school, and go out and be the force to be reckoned with. Thank you very much. And since I'm new at this, Councilman Rodriguez will handle the certificate portion of the event. Thank you.
I can't compare, but and just he doesn't like to say it, but he's the youngest elected official in the entire Inland Empire currently right now, David Rabb, which is I think a really big accomplishment. And for John, I think Mr. Kim, if you notice the Students of the Month, we're running for council, so. No. But so on behalf of the mayor who's at the Riverside County Transportation Commission today, he's the current chair and the second vice chair of MetroLink. He wants to congratulate every single one of you again on this accomplishment. This is one of his most favorite events. He's very sad that he cannot be here, but since he chairs that committee, it's very important that he's there. And in an acknowledgement of his work, the reason why we have the MetroLink station coming to the city of Paris, and a lot of the big improvements in our roads and bridges. So on behalf of my colleagues on the council, the mayor, our city clerk, I congratulate every single one of you. And unlike some of the speakers that you hear today, some of us go away and do amazing things, but remember, you're always representing Paris and Menifee. So remember that, and so just do amazing things, because when you come from Paris, the odds, Paris or Menifee or just the Inland Empire, the odds are stacked against you, but you are the ones that are going to be breaking those barriers and breaking through the glass ceiling, okay? So congratulations to every single one of you. It's an amazing accomplishment, and I also wanted to give a big ups and thank you to Sarah Rico, because she's been signing those Students of the Month certificates since the early 90s. So thank you to her. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations.
I am John Denver from City of Menifee, Mayor Pro Tem. I have a certificate also for you, like everybody else, but mine is the most attractive, don't you think? I think it's very attractive. All these certificates, remember, put them in your folder and use them to get into college, use them to get jobs. A lot of people don't have these. If you look at your school and see how many Students of the Month there are, you can count them on almost one hand, a little more. And this will help you. It's really a good thing. Second thing is, look around you at the number of people who are here. There's some people here who have jobs to offer. you have their names. You're going to get some information about sending thank you cards. Keep those names, because those are people that you could go talk to about working for. And the other thing that's been going to be said most of the times is remember to come back to town. You ought to come back to Menifee, Paris if you must. And what you need to do is remember we need people to come in, open businesses, join the Chamber of Commerce, and then give people like yourselves jobs. So I want to thank you all for being the great people you are, and congratulations.
Well, good morning. I'm Denny Horn, and I'm here on behalf of State Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and this truly is one of the most exciting events that I get to do. I love to come out and hear the stories about how you young people have made good choices. You made choices to overcome adversity, to put education first, and to go on and do great things with your lives. That's a positive statement. It speaks to your character, and the Assemblywoman wants to congratulate you for that choice. She's asked me to give you this certificate as part of your recognition for that choice, but then she wants you to do like they've encouraged you to do. Come back to the Inland Empire. Find a place here that meets your criteria. Start your family here. Build your business here, and help the Inland Empire to continue to be that bright spot on the map and to continue to grow and flourish. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carmen Cuevas, and I'm here on behalf of Assemblyman Jose Medina. It is always a pleasure to come here and to listen to all of your stories. They are very inspiring, and I always make sure to take these back to the Assemblyman. He likes to hear of all the accomplishments of the students here in the 61st Assembly District. And so we wanted to provide this certificate of recognition, and I wanted to thank the chambers for taking the time to recognize you, people that deserve to be recognized. And so I want to thank you for all your hard work and dedication, and congratulations.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of Senator Richard Roth, I congratulate each of today's awardees. Thank you for your focus on education and for all that you do. We know that you're not only going to do great things for your local community, but for the nation as well. So again, congratulations and have a great day.
Buenos dias. Your county supervisor, Marin Ashley, is a graduate of Paris High School. Good things come out of this valley. One of the things that I always said, whether it's in English or in Espanol, give back. Jose, David, Ryan, Aaron, and Sally, the certificates that you received, just like Sally talked about what happened last week, we don't give them to you. Aaron, you earned it. Just like you earned that jacket. They're not given to you. You got to fight for it. But one of the things I tell these kids, how old are you, Mr. Rabb? Because my son's 28, and he's in China right now. Product of public school, and the same things you guys can do, everybody can do. But one of the things that I always tell the kids, homework for life, give back, give back, give back. Because together, we can become a better community. Thank you very much.
On behalf of County Superintendent Ken Young, I'm happy to give you a certificate of academic achievement. It's very nice, maybe not quite as nice as the one from some of the other cities, but it's from the county superintendent, and he's an important guy. He likes to come to these things, but he has 23 school districts in Riverside County to keep track of. So, on behalf of the school district, there's no such thing as luck when it comes to being Student of the Month. You didn't get here, gentlemen, and this is, I think, the first time since I've done this that we have 4 guys to recognize you. We've had 4 women more than once, but let's hear it for guy power, huh? Yeah. All right. But again, nobody got here because you were lucky. Nobody got here on good looks alone. You got here because you worked hard in school when others were deciding to do other things that are fun and interesting. You chose to do your schoolwork. You chose to be in the weight room, lifting weights when others were doing other things. You chose to say, hey, I can come back and make it. And so we're very proud of that. There's no substitute for hard work. Occasionally, when you go back to campus, there'll be some students who'll say, oh, you're very lucky, or, you're just smarter than everybody else. And really, you're not. You're just working harder than other people. And when you get to the next level, from somebody who I thought, in high school, I was pretty hot stuff. Went to the University of California, Davis to start, finished at UCLA. But when I started at Davis, I looked around in the classroom in my first chemistry class, and I looked around and I said, oh my goodness, there aren't any slackers here. Everybody's here because they worked hard. Everybody, and so you're going to have to outwork the next group as well. But you did it in high school, you did it in middle school, you did it in elementary school, and you'll do it in college. We have great faith in you. Now, I realize that that little four-legged animal in Pennsylvania saw a shadow, which means there's going to be another 6 weeks of winter like this in Southern California. Yeah, it's terrible weather we have here. A lot of the speakers talked about moving back to the Valley. You're going to find that this area is a great place to live and to raise a family. It's about the least expensive place in Southern California where you can afford to buy a home and be able to open a business and be able to start something new. So we encourage you to come back. And I have to tell you, I know there's some of you saying, I just can't wait. Wherever you're going to college, I can't wait to get into the metropolitan area, wherever that is, and get away from being out in the sticks. And my son said that when he left Murrieta Valley High School in 1998. And guess what? He bought a home about a year and a half ago in Menifee. He said he would never come back. Oh, Dad, I can't wait to get out of here. But you know what? There's an attraction to coming back here and being closer to your family, being closer to your parents and grandparents. So I hope that you'll keep that in mind. Lastly, I want to tell you that there's a lot of time between now and graduation. Our district has had some real tragedies occur right in and around graduation where students have died just celebrating and being teenagers. So please make sure you're not in that group, but also because you're leaders, I expect you to tell others to do the same thing, because nothing is worse than what we saw in 2007 at Paris High School when we had 4 students and their graduation gowns were on the chairs. They weren't there. And I can't imagine the parents' grief of having to bury a child so close to such a memorable and wonderful achievement as graduating high school. Finally, in your bag, you are going to receive thank you notes. And in the bag is also a list of people to thank. So our hope is that you will fill out these thank you notes. You could have your English teacher, English language arts teacher, correct your grammar, although probably not necessary. But you can't do this by text or email or Instagram. You actually have to pull out a pen. It's a thing we used to use to communicate with people in writing. So we want you to do this old school. Fill these out, get them to your principal, and the school district will be happy to pay for the postage. Because good times or bad, the Chambers of Commerce in both of these communities has stood up and supported this program and supported you and your families. So I think not only writing thank you notes, but making sure you and your friends see who these businesses are, and when you're out spending your money, make sure that you support them because they've supported you. On behalf of the school district, congratulations, best wishes. And now it's time for Sally Myers.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I do want to say thank you to all the dignitaries because they do take special time out of their day to come and honor you. And I truly believe that I'm speaking for all of us that are sponsors in the room. We get great joy out of being here. And we really feel like we are one big family. And the neat thing about Student of the Month is when you walk in the room, you might only know the folks just from your school, but by the time you leave, you know everybody, and that's pretty special. I'd like to let you know that students, we have some exciting gifts for you, and this is like our gift bag table and all these fun things, and I'm going to share a little bit with you those folks that contributed. And if you look on the inside of your program, there's one page that's entirely dedicated to the gifts that people have contributed so that you can go out and really have a good time of dining and doing some games, reading some great books and Bibles, and just some fabulous gifts for you. From Altura Credit Union, you have some cold cups by Karina, so thank you very much for those. The City of Menifee is providing a water bottle, a key ring, a pin that you can write your thank you notes with, a great lanyard, a pedometer, a bag, and a mug. So you just have a whole gift bag. So thank you to John Denver for all that you've given to the students. And I do want to say, we were talking about our new council members from the city of Paris have been former students of the month. But I also want to say, John Denver, you were one of our founding sponsors. So thank you very much for that as well. And with the city, yes, thank you. And the city of Paris, you have an insulated cooler bag, a notepad, and a calculator. So everybody is contributing. So you have all the great and necessary tools that you need in life. Creative Printing provided the thank you notes. International Autocrafters with Miss Annie has a gift bag, and it has an engraved plaque on it and many special goodies that we know that you will truly enjoy. Loma Linda University has an olive oil tour because they have a great little olive oil company that is owned by Catherine Pepe, who works for Loma Linda University Medical Center. So you get to go on a tour, a ranch tour of an olive oil company, which will be really fun. And that is out in South Temecula area. New Life Fellowship with Pastor Ted Norton. So Pastor Ted, he had to leave. Well, he provides a Bible, and it's a really cool Bible as well. And New York's Upper Crust Pizza and Whimsical Yogurt has a gift certificate for you. And Reflections Christian Fellowship, Pastor Don, if you want to stand, you have a Bible promise book for the students, so you can see that we really believe in great inspiration in the Student of the Month program. And Vistera Credit Union, Diana Adams. So Miss Diana, oh, there you are in the very front. How are you? I love it. And she has a Subway gift card because we love great food here as well. And so we appreciate that. And you get grad night tickets or a prom ticket from your school. They'll let you know what it is that they've got for you. And of course, movie tickets from Paris Union High School District, Sizzler certificates, Texas Roadhouse certificates, Richie's Diner, Stadium Pizza, all kinds of fun things and even more. So you will probably gain a little bit of weight while you're out enjoying all that. So that's why we've got certificates for mulligans and bowling so that you can burn some of those calories off as well. So we are very excited about that. And I realize that there's a person that I did not introduce, and that is Robert, is it Gines? Am I saying that right? Jinez? So Robert, if you want to stand, you are a UCR grad, and so you're also a special guest of Carmen Cuevas with Assemblyman Jose Medina's office. So thank you for being with us this morning. We're now going to move into the part of the program that you all have been waiting for, and that is to hear these great students and meet their families. And so we have a protocol of how we do our program, and it's really fun. We have about 6 minutes per student, and we're going to begin in the same order of the program. So we'll begin this morning with Heritage High School and conclude with Paris High School. And the way the program works for all the families is that when we call your school, everyone from your group will come forward. So we'll have mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, special, sisters, brothers, y'all will come forward, and the entire family and the student will stand over here, and the student will be the closest to the podium, and everybody will be real tight. So it's like a huddle, a football huddle. We're real close up here. And the principal will speak for the first minute, and then the student will speak second for about 2.5 minutes, and then your mentor teacher will speak for a minute, and then one of our family members or your family members will speak for a minute as well. So students, in your 2.5 minutes, you will introduce your family and guests, introduce your mentor teacher, just share a little bit about your college and career goals, share about your current life on campus, and then we're going to ask you to answer one or more of the following questions. And they are, what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? What do you think is the most significant life lesson that you will take with you to college? Number 3, how do you plan on giving back to our community or paying it forward? Or the final question, share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle that you have overcome. And then when you start with those questions, you'll want to say, I believe my greatest contribution is, or an obstacle that I've overcome is, because if I don't think you've answered the question, I'm going to tippy toe up and remind you that you need to answer those questions. Okay? And if you're not standing real close, I'll tippy toe up as well too. So you don't want me tippy toeing up, trust me. But I do it real cute, but I still don't like to do it. But when you do come forward, the principal will begin here, the mentor teacher on this side, and the student here and the family. So we'll just be, like I said, in one nice little huddle. And always save, like I said, a little napkin for tears of joy, because sometimes we do cry with you because we have great stories, great moments of victory, and very heartfelt sharing within the family and the teachers and the principals. So with that, please welcome Heritage High School and our principal, Julie Zerold.
Hi, good morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
And the reason we do this is because the crew at Paloma Valley High is filming. We want everybody in the video. So there we go.
Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here and be able to recognize Jose. Probably one of the most resilient kids I've ever met, and an inspiration. When you hear his story, I think it would be really difficult for you not to be inspired by what he has decided to do with his life and his focus. He's an amazing student at Heritage. We're blessed to be able to have him be a part of our student body. He's part of the AVID program. He has high aspirations for college. He is a mentor to those that are around him. Just a blessing to have here on our campus. So I'd like to introduce Jose.
Good morning. I wanted to. This is my teacher, Miss McPhail, and these are my uncle Salman and my aunt Paula. And I wanted to start off with my dream school is UCLA, and I want to focus in biology with the dream of one day becoming a doctor, an OBGYN to be specific. And my current school situation, it's a little complicated. I mean, I have to get up at 5 in the morning, and I have my amazing teacher that is able to provide me with transportation, and it's been going well for me. There's always struggles, and I ride the bus for about an hour and 45 minutes back, but you have to sacrifice to achieve your dreams. And the story that I wanted to share with you all is around 3 years ago, something very tragic happened in my life. My father brutally murdered my mom, stabbing her to death. And I was the witness to the end of the crime, and it has been very hard for me. I mean, it's hard to overcome such a big challenge like that, and luckily with the help of my family and the help of my teachers and friends, I'm overcoming this obstacle. But it was very hard for a while, because after my mom passing away, I lived with an aunt for 3 years that wasn't very understanding, and it just made my situation a lot harder. And I still struggled, but I always had the focus my focus in school, and I've always had this focus, and I promised my mom to look after my 2 younger brothers and just succeed in life. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, you know. And I think I'm doing it right now. I feel that I'm doing well, and that in the long run it'll pay off, and I'll be able to help my brothers, because right now I have forcefully been separated from them, and I'm not currently in well contact with them, but I'm looking after them, and I hope to be able to support them and help them soon, and that they'll do well in school too. Yeah. And the life lesson that I've learned from this is that you have to appreciate every moment in life. I mean, you always have these challenges, but you have to be grateful for everything that you have and not worry about what you don't have. And we all fall down, but the question is who gets back up. We just have to keep moving forward and think positive. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, hard to do. I met Jose in August when he started in my AP government class, and he was quiet and attentive and always was prepared. And then I noticed he was even more quiet and a little withdrawn. And I talked to his counselor, Ms. Gonzalez, and she explained what was happening in his life and what had happened previously. And my heart just exploded. His situation at home had deteriorated and he needed to get out, and his uncle and aunt took him in. What you don't know is that they live in Fontana. And he was trying to figure out a way that he could still go to Heritage. He wanted to continue at Heritage. His turbulent life previous, he'd been at 3 other high schools, and he'd still maintained great grades. So he wanted to stay at Heritage. One of his younger brothers is a junior at Heritage. He wanted to be able to continue there. He liked his classes, he'd made friends. And so we figured out a way for him to do this. And yes, he gets a ride with me in the morning, but then he takes a bus all the way home. And it's a long bus ride. Yeah. We were just talking with Miss Zerold about how he's joined the track team and he's going to do hurdles. And that's the perfect analogy for him. He has so many hurdles in his life, and he's just jumped over all of them, and successfully. This last semester, he got straight A's except for a B in AP statistics. How could you? Yeah. He's a joy to teach. He's a joy to ride with in the morning. He's always positive. He's wants to be available for people. He's open. He's got these wonderful life goals, and he's working towards them. I think he is going to go to UCLA. I'm positive he will do whatever he sets his mind to. And Jose, I just want to, sorry. I nominated you for this award because your fortitude and your stick-to-itiveness, whatever that word is, the fact that you are dedicated to these goals and you stick to them, and other people don't have that, and it's wonderful. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. My uncle Salomon.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. My name is Salomon Mendez, and I'm Jose Sanco, and I also want to thank God, and thank you everyone, and just really grateful and humble in this life, and appreciate what you're doing for my nephew and my son, and I'm looking forward to support him as much as I can and try the best, because he has big dreams, and I wanna be part of it. And thank you very much, you all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Dean Hauser from Paris Lake High School.
Get close. Close. David Baker. Couple words about him. Confident. First day I got to Paris Lake High School, you go around, you want to introduce yourself to students. He walks up to me and introduces himself to me in terms of, I'm here, I'm at your school. Happy to be here. First words I heard from a student was from David. Capable, like others here, high GPA, very involved. We give, awards every 6 weeks at our place. We're a trimester system, so progress reports and report cards. We give these certificates, 3.5 GPA, no discipline, no absences, no tardies. First certificate I sign every time is for David Baker. He is unique. He wears, I don't know, is it a jean? It's not a jean jacket. It's the half check, denim. Thank you. That has a bunch of badges of old bands and statements. And I have no doubt at another time he would be at Woodstock. Absolutely believe it. For the music, of course. He connects with staff and students all the time. I've asked him to be a part of our WASP student committee at our school. He's the first one I asked, and he volunteered immediately and said he'd like to be a part of that because of that connection he has with staff and students. And he is certainly very willing to try different things. We had a talent show earlier in the year. David plays guitar, he sings, he's a musician, does those kind of things. But he chose to do an improv instead. That's pretty tough for a high school kid to do, to stand up and try to make other high schoolers laugh. I remember afterwards, he came up to me and said, Mr. Hauser, that was one tough gig. I have no doubt that David is an old soul that fits anywhere at any time. And I have no doubt that he will continue to take on and handle even the toughest gigs. I want to introduce to you David Baker.
This is on Ice Podium. So I'd like to welcome my supportive foster dad, Foster. That's his real name. Don't worry. My teacher, Mr. Benson. Huge influence on my education, and you've all met Hauser. For college, I'm thinking about going to RCC and really just focus on a degree of conflict resolution. And I feel like with that, I can get my mediator license, become a counselor even, because I feel that helping others is a best reward. The current school life is a plethora of, gym rat jocks and bad fashion taste, but through it all, I think that my education has proved well, and I've been able to stand under the rough currents of it. I think that a personal story of mine would just be growing up. I think my childhood was it was tough, but then again, you kind of get like a goal out of it. Really, just be patient, because when I was 12, my mom passed away of a blown out atrium in her heart, and a very hardworking mom, and she just wanted to see the best for us, and I feel like I've achieved that today. I feel like she's smiling down on me, and she has a smile on her face because she knows that I've done well, being the youngest in the family, and I just feel like be patient, and the best things come to those who work for it and really strive for it. And I thank the sponsors for holding this event, and I thank you all for coming out to see this wonderful. Lost for words.
That's a first.
Yeah, actually, that surprises me quite a bit. David is bold. He tells it like it is. He's very accepting. He is who he is, and he's very proud of who he is. And he was in my class a few weeks back, and a student was talking with them and mentioned, well, what about your foster friends? And, of course, David takes that and embraces that, uses that as a great platform for some comedy. He says, what do you mean, like all my other friends aren't real? Because I'm a foster child, I can only have foster friends and foster teachers. And he knows who he is, and he wears that badge with honor, with pride, and with integrity. And of all the students that I've had over the years, and I'm very, very proud of, I can truly say that David is going to be one of those students that I want to be my friend from now on. Thank you very much.
I could talk about this kid all day. real quick story. I don't want to be too long. David came in my house like a year and a half ago. He came in. He said he was trying to change. He wants to do good. So we said, all right. Put him in school. First day of school, David gets suspended. We said, what did we get ourselves into? So, we had our talk, but ever since then, David had made a 360 with his life, good grades, awards every week. Just keep up the good job, the hard work will pay off in the future. And we're happy to have him.
Let me introduce to you the principal of Paloma Valley High School, Don Williamson.
Well, good morning. And I guess the first thing I'd like to do is ask Dean Hauser to come back to Paloma so he can write my speeches for this in the morning. He does a really good job of that. I saw a quote, I was looking at some things, and this really applies this morning. It's from Earl Nightingale, and he said, never give up on pursuing your dreams because it might take too much time, because the time's going to go along anyway. So, and I think that's really true for our students of the month, because they've all got lofty goals, and I want them to make sure they keep pursuing those goals. It's my joy this morning to be introducing Ryan Kemp to you. And every month when we ask the teachers, hey, can you give us some recommendations for the next student of the month? Generally, I'll get a student that has, maybe a couple recommendations. And that could be because the other teachers just say, oh yeah, that's a good choice, but they don't take the time to comment and say, yeah, that was a good choice. They just quietly go along with it. And so then I'll go out and I'll do some investigating to find out, make sure we get the best one. And that was not the case this time. I didn't have just 2 people say that Ryan should be the student of the month. I didn't have 3, I didn't have 4, I didn't have 5. I had 6 teachers take the time and comment, Ryan should be the student of the month. And 1 teacher commented, Ryan should be the student of the year. This young man he's got the whole package. He's an athlete, he's a scholar, he works and gives back to his community, and he's the kind of student that everybody wants to have, and everybody wants to see them go on and do the great things. And I know Ryan's going to do great things. He wants to become a doctor. And I've got a couple things I want you to look at later.
Wait a few years, I got you.
Yeah, all right. But he's a great young man, and he's a credit to his family. His dad's a teacher at my campus. His mom's a principal, and this is definitely one of those cases where you can say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because he comes from a fantastic family. And with that, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Ryan Kemp.
Thank you, Mr. Williamson. Hey, everybody. For the first note, I didn't expect to hear what I heard from the students who came before me, and I think most of this morning and probably the rest of this day, you're going to hear from everybody here how great you are, and you should really listen to them, because I can't imagine going through what you went through and coming out the way that you did, so thank you. A little bit about me, I'm involved in Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the varsity baseball team. What I wanted to talk about today was the life lesson that I will carry with me in college, and that's not forgetting where I came from. I'm very proud to be a product of my environment. From the environment that I grew up at Paloma, where everybody is proud to be a Wildcat. They love to come back. My dad is a teacher here. To the influences from my teachers like Miss McNicholas and our pitching coach, Coach Ellett. Earlier in my high school career, I contemplated about going to UCLA. But Coach Ellett is just such an honored alumni to go from a school called Westmont in Santa Barbara, and I took every word that he said, and I really looked at it, and Westmont is a great school, and that's where I plan to go right now. Miss McNicholas, being in her English class for 2 years now, has taught me many things about solving problems in my life. she's a great teacher, and I'm very thankful to have had her. My dream career is to be a doctor from Westmont, and mostly just because I love helping people, and that is sparked from both my grandparents who work at Loma Linda and were health teachers forever. I love helping people, and medicine is just a field that I feel very comfortable in, doing what I feel is my purpose in life. So, thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Well, Ryan Kemp is an absolute dream to work with. He's very deserving of this award, like Mr. Williamson said. He's very driven. He's a top-notch student. I've had the honor and pleasure of working with Ryan for 2 years. He was in my AP Lang class last year, and this year he's in dual enrollment. I work with great students, but what really stands out about Ryan is his ability to listen, and I think that will work perfectly when he becomes a medical doctor. He listens, he's thoughtful, he's been a part of great class discussions, and he has just been an absolute joy to work with for these 2 years. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Ryan's mom. And first I would just like to take the opportunity to thank everybody here. This is an honor to be able to stand up here with our son. As educators, my husband and I have had hundreds of opportunities to talk about other people's children, and it's really nice to be able to talk about our own. So we're just so incredibly proud of Ryan. We're proud of his intelligence and his analytical mind and how he applies that to his academics. We're proud of his athleticism and his leadership, and he shows that on and off the ball field every day. He makes good choices and he models the way for others. We're proud of his confidence and his perseverance. This kid can do anything. And when a problem arises, as they always do, he overcomes it. He thinks about it, he comes up with a solution, and the solution is often better than what we thought of to begin with. So that's an amazing trait, I think, to have, to see the big picture. He has an awesome sense of humor. He's been making us laugh since he could talk. He's a 2-year-old sitting there having adult conversations. It was a really great thing. But I think the thing that my husband and I and my family were most proud of is who Ryan is as a person. This kid has an amazing heart. Ever since he was a little guy, he has stood up for others that can't stand up for themselves. And he wants to go into the medical field, and he truly wants to go into the medical field, not because, doctors are all that and they make a lot of money, but because he wants to help other people and make their lives better. So, son, we love you, we support you, and your family will always be here for you. Thank you.
All right, and at this time, I'd like to introduce the Venerable Mr. Nick Hilton from Paris High School.
Well, good morning, everyone. Just an amazing group of young men this morning. There are certain things that we do as principals that, sometimes you end the day and you think, oh, wow, that was a doozy. And then there are other things that we get to do that when we're done, you feel recharged, and you realize this is why we do what we do. This is why we come in day after day, because of these students that just make these positive impressions that are going to go out in the world and do all these wonderful things, that have overcome obstacles. It never ceases to amaze me. I have the pleasure of presenting Mr. Aaron Berry to you this morning. Aaron is a model student at Paris High School. If you think back to high school and you remember those students that they just seem to have their own kind of gravity because the other students revolve around them, and as you see them moving around campus, they're a presence. Aaron is one of those students. He is as I said, a model athlete. He's a scholar, tri-sport athlete. Yeah. Does all of that with the time involvement in all the after-school activities. It's just amazing. In doing all that, he holds down an AB GPA. well-spoken. It just so happened I was in his English class yesterday, and they were having a debate on the topic of nature versus nurture. And every time a point was made, I think the whole class turned to Aaron because he was just so passionate about what he was talking about. And I have no doubt that he will have very little issue with being bold and courageous when he leaves Paris High School. So with that, I give you Aaron Berry.
Good morning, my name is Aaron Berry. I'm honored to be at Paris High School Student of the Month. A little bit about myself. I'm a triple athlete participating in football, basketball, and track. On February 4th, National Signing Day, I signed with Azusa Pacific University to play football. And next month, I will be honored to recognize as the top 22 scholar athletes from Riverside County and introduced into the National Football Federation and College Hall of Fame. After graduation, I plan to attend APU and play football and major in kinesiology because I like to stay around, sports, and because sports is life. I believe the greatest contribution to my school is simply my passion and my drive for everything I do there. I have been a student at Paris High all 4 years, and I have a pleasure of being involved in many different activities, sports, clubs, and I've been in numerous leadership positions as captain of the football team, basketball team, and Bible club president. I always, told that I'm such a busy person and I overwork myself. In 2013, after I played through my basketball and track season with the injured knee, finally I forced myself to go to the doctors because my pain was beginning to be too much. But after 2 weeks of x-rays and tests, I broke my kneecap. And I had choices, either surgery or extensive physical therapy. And with the summer approaching, I knew that I would get on the field and I'd start playing, I want to play football in the season. So I chose therapy because I remember the morning I went to go tell my coach, I saw my players, practicing and all that, and I never really got to see myself on the sideline. Like, I never get to, picture myself on the sideline because I've always wanted to, work hard, go on the field and all that. And it kind of broke me to see my players, out there putting in work, and I'm on the sideline with a knee brace on looking like, is it over for me? So, it kind of broke me. So I was like, I'm going to physical therapy, so when can I start and make it as hard as you can? So I started wearing a knee brace every day, big, thick, long things on the sides, kind of look stylish to me, because athlete never looks pretty, especially after games. You look like Thor or somebody just went to battle. So then for extensive, therapy was hard. Have to go to therapy right after school and then come to football practice. But I still wanted to play football, so that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to give up. And now I stand before you with all that hard work. 4 years at Paris High, and saying that I got a football scholarship at Azusa Pacific University. So it was a blessing. My mother taught me when you're doing something that you truly love and enjoy, hard work, sacrifices, and effort you put into it will pay off in the end. That's something that I will take through my college years. With my faith and determination, my pride in school, and my appreciation for all the support staff and students that make up Paris High, I am blessed to say that I can graduate in June, knowing that I left an impact. Lastly, I would like to thank my coach, Coach Dowdy. He was my first-year coach. It was kind of weird because I've been at Paris High all 4 years, and football we're a struggling program. We have big teams like Paloma and Heritage, and since sophomore year, I've been really getting spanked on by them, and it hurt. It hurt sometimes, because people don't really like, going to Paris High. We have people say, it's a bad school, but I've been here all 4 years, and it's a very good school. Once you really get to know it, our football program, we're a family, and it's building. I was blessed to have a coach like this who, man, when I went 5-0, man, I went home and I went to sleep and woke up and seeing if it was a dream or not. And, you know, like, he really, like, you know, he taught us a lot of life lessons, you know. I had to accept him as my coach, but he taught me so much stuff in you know, a little bit of time. I wish I had another year with this dude because it was amazing, you know, with a new coaching staff. And I never really, like, you know, I played around in the weight room sometimes, you know, my freshman, sophomore year, but this dude, man, as soon as summer started, he had us on the track, you know, lifting weights. You know, we were out there and doing our thing, and it actually changed. So, you know, I'm going to come back and see how the program does, you know, and hopefully one day I can be helping out the program, you know, coming back and helping. And my coach, Stinlick, he's my track coach. I'm a really, you know, big track star at Paris High. I love track. I love to run. You know, I've been to second round CIF this year. I'm trying to make it to state in triple jump, and it's just a true blessing for him. He was supporting me. You know, coming down days I was like, you know, can you come down? You know, show me some work, and he'll go out there. You know, come out of his time, and I want to thank him for nominating me, and all my sponsors and support that you guys are here. I want to thank you guys, and I want to introduce Coach Dowdy. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Chris Dowdy, head football coach at Paris High. When I got the email about Student of the Month, very easy to nominate Aaron. Obviously, Aaron's an awesome athlete, which you guys know all his accolades. Got a scholarship. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I'm from the South, so I got an accent, so I apologize. But no, Aaron's an awesome kid. I've been around a lot of athletes in my time, and he's the total package. Great character, high GPA, super athletic. When recruiters come to campus or call or whatever, it's so easy to talk good about him. Great character, yes sir, no sir. So he's it makes it easier for me to sell him to colleges and all that. So I appreciate that. And you know, he says he wish he could have me for another year. I wish I had him for 4 more years because no joke, y'all. The kid's awesome. He's the leader of our team. Easy for me to make him team captain. Like Mr. Hilton touched on, he's very charismatic. All the kids, all the players and students on campus look up to him. Just an awesome kid, and like he said, he's going to be a scholar, Riverside County Scholar Athlete, which is a huge privilege. Only, I think it's 22 kids get that out of the county, and when I saw that, immediately I nominated him for that, because I knew he was going to get that easily, because like I said, he's the overall package and all that. He's also, aside from the sports, we all know he's a great athlete. He's also involved heavily in his church. He's also involved with the sports challenge we have at Paris High with it's like a Special Olympic thing that we do at our campus. And, you know, he doesn't have to be asked and begged to do it. He just volunteers to do it. So there's other parts to Aaron as well besides the athleticism that makes him a great student and just a great young man in general. And just last thing, you know, I have 3 daughters. I have a 6, 4, and a 3-week-old. So I didn't sleep much last night. So it might look kind of crazy today. But you know, if I had a son, this is what I want to be like. 'Cause the kid's awesome. So.
Hi, good morning. First, I'd like to thank all the sponsors for all your support. So many familiar faces from when I also graduated from Paris High, so to Aaron's dad and my daughters. I've seen several of you, Mr. Greenberg, Mr. Bennett, over the years, and the support that you guys have given Aaron is absolutely awesome, and I just want to say thank you. It helped him a lot. One of the things that he mentioned is it was really a struggle for him after he started approaching his junior year. Not too many people wanted him to go to Paris High, and sometimes the outside has a lot of influence. But one thing that stands out in my mind that Aaron did, I'm sorry, I'm kind of hoarse, basketball game last night. It was a really intense game. But one of the things that really stands out is during his junior season, so many schools were trying to pull Aaron in every direction. And as a parent, you want to make sure not only that you make the right decision for your child, but you want to support their decision. And finally, one night, Aaron just came to me and he's like, you know what, Mom? I don't care what they say about Paris High School. I'm going to, you know, they're saying that I'm not going to get looked at. Coaches aren't going to come see me. I'm not going to, you know, get a scholarship. He said, I'm going to make them come to me. And that is exactly what he did since his junior year. I mean, beat up, bruised, kneecap broken. It's just been one road, but it's been an awesome road. And he did just that, and I'm so proud of him with his scholarship. He's an awesome kid. He gives back. He loved the Special Olympics. And on signing day, I thought it was so cute. Some of the kids that he sponsored in the Special Olympics made a handwritten card in high school, and they all signed it, and they were just, teary-eyed, wanting to take a picture with them. And I thought that was awesome because that shows what an individual you are and what an impact you have on others. And I couldn't ask for a better student. I know he'll be awesome in college. He's going to push himself. And he has a sister that graduated from Paris High. She also had Student of the Month. So they're kind of pushing each other because she's at Cal Baptist with studying law. And now he's at the rivalry school, Azusa. So they're both going at each other, but they're going to push each other, and they're awesome support. And I just want to say thank you for everybody. The last 6 years since Pendicati has just been awesome. So thank you.
It is my pleasure to welcome Sally Myers back to the podium.
Thank you. I definitely used more than one napkin today. And, the Student of the Month program, what I really value is that it's a place where we gather, where we can share from the heart. And I think that everybody feels a piece about sharing, and which is good because not everybody feels comfortable about sharing from their heart. But we had so many amazing stories, and the one word that came to my mind that I wrote in my paper was victory. Because we had a morning of victory, we had a morning of faith, hard work, and perseverance. And I always like to play, and I have a few words that I want to say about the students. But at the end, I like to close by listening to what's called Minute with Maxwell. And for those of you that are here for the first time, John Maxwell, he is a pastor, he is a motivational speaker and an author, and he does this thing called Minute with Maxwell. It doesn't cost anything to receive it. I highly suggest that you look it up and try to receive it every morning. But my husband and I wake up with it really religiously, and some words are just absolutely incredible, and people give him a word and he talks about it for about a minute. And so the word this morning that I selected is the word called unwavering. So we're just going to listen to that real quickly.
Geraldine Morgan, who is a relationship specialist from Nashville, Tennessee, submitted to Minute with Maxwell today the word unwavering. Geraldine, I see you're a relationship specialist, and if you deal with relationships and help people try to get together, you know that this is a very important word. Because unwavering means I'm solid, steadfast. I'm like a rock. I'm not going to move. I think the reason this word is so significant today in our culture is because there's not a lot of unwavering people or unwavering things in our lives. Very few people can you really count on to have your back. Very few things that you perhaps can go to that just is solid, that's going to always be there. In fact, in our culture today, I think that loyalty, steadfastness, the security of having somebody beside you, unconditionally loving you, unwavering in their spirit and attitude towards you. If you've got that kind of a friend, can I tell you something? You're a wealthy person. I had a psychologist professor in college one time said that if you have one or two great friends, you are a lucky person. And I didn't understand that as a college kid. I thought I got a bunch of friends. You know what he was saying? If you have one or two people that are unwavering, they're just there for you, solid, secure, unconditional love, then you're a lucky person. I think my prof was right.
I'm sure that each one of you can look around in this room and say, that person is my unwavering person. And I can think that we can even take it and expand and say, even in this room, we're unwavering for each other. And at our schools, we're unwavering for each other, and in our community. And I know in this group right here, and I think my microphone might have died, but in this group right here, I really do consider us those that come alongside others, and I do believe that we are unwavering. And when I think about our students this morning, can you hear me, Randy? Is that okay? Even though my microphone, okay. When I think about the students and Jose, where's Mr. Jose? I want you to stand up for a second. Because our hearts, they are just full of love for you and your family, your aunt and uncle, and your brothers. And I know that there's going to be unwavering support for you in this room that's going to come to you in countless blessings that we don't even know about, because you have touched the hearts of all of us, and people will just, I know, will just bless you in many ways that you don't even expect. And I think about your lesson to appreciate every moment in life, and coming from you and what you experienced is just monumental. And you taught us a lot today from just what you've experienced at such a young, precious stage in your life. And the words that were used about you, resilient and fortitude and hurdles, and the fact that your heart wants to go out for your family and your brothers for success. You will have it. Continue to stay steadfast, like Dr. Marshall spoke about, or John Maxwell spoke about. And you are going to be an awesome testimony, because so many people can choose to be bitter or better. You've chosen better for all the right reasons. So continue to stay strong, and our prayers will always be with you. Thank you. UCLA will love you. Right, Dr. Greenberg? And Mr. David, if you could please stand. I really like you, and one of the things I noticed is that after Ryan spoke, you went up and shook his hand. That says something about you and your desire to build relationships. And when some of the words that came about you was the word patience and confidence. And when you talked about your childhood and how it was tough and what happened with your mom and your humor and your stand-up comedy, and I'm back there thinking about you, and I'm going, your comedy is building bridges. It's building good relationships. A lot of people use comedy to tear down, but you're using your humor to build up. So God's really using you in incredible ways. And that's exciting. That's really exciting news. And I love your smile, and I love your laughter. And I know that as you continue to develop, you're going to have people admiring you for all of the right reasons. So thank you very much for your unwavering spirit. Ryan, if you would please stand up. I really enjoy your humility, and I love where everyone's going to school too. I just think it's amazing, and I love the fact that you want to help others through the medical field, but you're obviously helping people even prior to doing that. So there's going to be great benefits in your desire to help others. I love that you like to listen and you're thoughtful, and that you never want to forget where you came from, which says that you value the people around you. You value the people that invest in your life, which is important. And it's interesting how you're turning that, and now you're wanting to invest in the lives of others as well, and that your family is very important, and that you want to stand firm for others. And I love that. I love your commitment of faith as well. So continue strong, and go Westmont. Mr. Aaron, your turn to stand. You know, the first word that was used about you was the word presence. And John Maxwell had a minute with Maxwell the other day about the word presence, and he said, really, presence in a positive way comes from confidence. Not boastful, but we're talking about that sincere, authentic confidence. And when I'm up here listening to you talk, you are very confident in a sincere and authentic way. And I know that there's a trustworthiness to that, which is really exciting. And I like the words bold and courageous, and how you feel your biggest contribution is passion. And I can see that. And for a lot of us, you know, we have passion, but what's more important than your position is your passion. And he's got great position in all the different things that he's accomplished in life, but it's because of his passion. It's not position. So that is exciting. And I like the fact that so many of you, and you spoke about it too, about hard work and sacrifice will pay off. I love your statement of faith and appreciation. And so thank you very much. We're in great hands with these gentlemen. And so we just appreciate you so much. In addition, we appreciate all of our camera crew from Paloma Valley High School. I want to do a quick shout out and just raise your hands high. Technical Director Jake Harity, back in the back, and video mixer Mike Galvin, and the audio engineer Alex Chavez, so back there, and our camera people, Brian McDermott, where's Brian? Mr. Brian, and Ariel Gutierrez, and William O'Brien. Let's give them a great round of applause. With that, our program has concluded. God bless you. Have an incredible day.